Hi, in this class we are going to discuss the problems related to second type, that is calculation of deflection due to creep as well as shrinkage, that is related to long term deflection. A rectangular simply supported beam of span 5 meter is 300 by 650 mm in cross section. It carries a total load of 30 kilonewton meter over its entire span, out of which 10 kilonewton per meter is the live load. The beam is reinforced with 3 bars of 20 mm on tension side at an effective cover of 50 mm. Calculate the deflection at center span due to shrinkage and creep. If ultimate shrinkage strain is 0.0003 and the creep coefficient is 1.6, use M20 and FE4 and 5 are used. Also calculate long-term deflection. Okay, the first thing, the solution. Write down the given data, what are all the data they have given. The cross-sectional dimension they have given, that is B is 300 mm. And the overall depth they have given it as 650 mm. Okay, and the total load they have given, total load is 30 kilonewton per meter over its entire span, out of which 10 kilonewton per meter is the live load. Total load means it include dead load plus live load plus weight of partition. Weight of partition includes what? Total load. In that total load, live load amount they have given, that is 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, and the span they have given, that is 5 meter. The beam is reinforced with 3 bars of 20 mm. From that you can calculate, that is AST 3 into pi into 20 square divided by 4, you will get it as 942.5 mm square. Okay, then effective cover they have given, it is 50 mm. Okay, from that you calculate effective depth, that is D minus of D dash, that is 650 minus of 50, you will get it as 600 mm as the effective depth. In addition to that, what they have given, it is understood that is singly reinforced beam because the reinforcement is provided only at the tension side. Okay, then you calculate, that is a singly reinforced case, then area of the steel in the compression zone you will get it as 0, then the percentage of compression reinforcement it will be also 0. Then calculate percentage of tension reinforcement, that is PT, it is given by 100 AST divided by B into D value, that is 100 multiplied by AST value, it is 942.5 divided by B value is 300 and the effective depth it is 600, you will get it as PT 0.5236 percentage of what? Tension reinforcement. Okay, the first step, this is what your given data. The first thing you need to calculate what? Deflection due to shrinkage. Deflection due to shrinkage. Okay, the formula, everything, it is in Annexure C, page number 88 of IS 456. The formula to calculate deflection due to shrinkage, it is given by ACS equals to K3 into xi of CS, okay, into L square. Okay, first you calculate, that is the K3 value. I will show it, that is in page number 88. See here, that is ACS will be equal to K3 into xi of CS into L square. K3 is what? For different support condition. For our case it is what? Simply supported member. K3 value, take it as what? 0.125. And xi CS value it is given by K4 into epsilon CS divided by D. Epsilon CS they have given ultimate strain in the concrete they have given. And the K4 is given by what? 2 formula. If PT minus PC is what? Between 0.25 and 1, this equation. And if it is greater than 1, this equation, K4 equation. Okay. Take down, that is K3, now it is 0.125. Okay, next you calculate, that is xi CS value. It is given by K4 into epsilon CS divided by D value. Okay, then calculate, that is the K4 value. Before calculating, that is the K4 value, calculate, that is PT minus of PC difference value. That is PT is 0.5236, PC value is 0. You will get it as 0.5236. The difference of 0.5215, it is what? Between 0.25 as well as 1. Okay, then you need to use, that is the first equation to calculate K4. It is given by 0.72 into PT minus PC divided by square root of PT. Substitute the value 0.72 into PT minus of PC is 0.5236 divided by square root of 0.5236. Upon simplification, K4 you will get it as 0.5210. This is what your K4 value. Once you calculate, that is the K4 value, substitute in this epsilon CS. Epsilon CS equals to K4 is 0.5210. Epsilon, shrinkage strain, it is given in the problem, that is 0.0003 divided by, okay, divided by D value, that is overall depth 650. You will get it as 2.4046 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Once you calculate xi CS, substitute in this ACS equation. That is ACS equals to 0.125, that is K3 value, multiplied by 2.4046 into 10 to the power of minus 7, that is xi CS, into L square, substitute in mm, that is 5000 square. Then deflection due to shrinkage is, you will get it as 0.751 mm. Okay. Next you need to calculate the second case, that is deflection due to creep. Deflection due to creep. In order to calculate, that is the deflection due to creep, first you calculate permanent load. Permanent load is nothing but your dead load. Permanent load, how are you going to calculate it? Total load minus of live load. You will get it as 30 minus of 10, that is 20 kilonewton per meter. This is what your dead load. Calculate the maximum bending moment for the given load cases, that is WL square divided by 8. W value it is 20, L value it is 5 divided by 8. You will get it as 62.5 kilonewton meter. Once you calculate, that is I, calculate gross moment of inertia, that is BD cube divided by 12. B value it is 300 into D value is 650 cube divided by 12. You will get it as 6865.62 into 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the power of 4. Once you calculate, that is IGR, go for FCR value, that is 0.7 root of FCK. Substitute the value 0.7 root of FCK, it is 20. You will get it as 3.13 Newton per mm square. Next you calculate YT value. It is overall depth divided by 2. It is 650 divided by 2. You will get it as 325 mm. Once you calculate, that is YT value, go for cracked moment of cracked moment. It is given by FCR into IGR divided by YT value. Substitute it. FCR is 3.13, IGR is 6865.62 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by YT, it is 325. and you will get it cracked moment. It is given by, that is 66.132 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. This is what your MR value. Once you calculate that is MR value, go for modulus of elasticity of the concrete EC, that is 5000 root of FCK value. FCK is what? 20. Then you will get it as 22.36 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per mm square. This is what modulus of elasticity of the concrete. You need to calculate effective modulus of elasticity of the concrete, that is ECE. It is given by EC divided by 1 plus theta. Theta is nothing but your creep coefficient. EC value is 22.36 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by 1 plus creep coefficient they have given in the problem, that is 1.6. Okay, you will get it as 8600.26 Newton per mm square. This is what? Effective moment of inertia. Effective modulus of elasticity for the concrete. Take ES equals to what? 2 into modulus of elasticity for the steel, 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. Then calculate modular ratio. It is ES divided by ECE, effective modulus of elasticity of the concrete. E value is 2 into 10 to the power of 5. ECE value is 8600.26. You will get it modular ratio 23.255. Okay. Once you calculate that modular ratio, calculate that is X value. It is given by Bx square divided by 2. That will be equal to, that is what? Depth of the neutral axis from the compression flange. It is given by Bx square by 2 into M into AST into D minus X. Okay, substitute all the value, that is 300 into X square divided by 2. M value is 23.255 into AST value is 942.5 into D value it is 600 minus X. Okay, upon simplification you will get X value as 231.91 mm. Okay, that is what your X value. Next, calculate moment of inertia for the cracked section. It is given by, that is Bx cube divided by 3 plus M into AST into D minus X whole square. Okay, substitute all the value. B is 300, X value is 231.91 whole cube divided by 3 plus modular ratio 23.255 into AST value is 942.5 into D value is 600 minus X value is 231.91 whole square. Okay, then you will get it as IR value as 6305.48 into 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the power of 4. This is what? Cracked moment of inertia. Then calculate I effective. Okay, it is given by IR whole divided by 1.2 minus MR divided by M into Z divided by D into 1 minus X divided by D into BW by B value. BW by B ratio is equal to 1. Okay. Before that you calculate lever arm. D minus X by 3. D value it is 600. And the X value is 231.91 divided by 3. Then the Z value is 522.697 mm. This is what your Z value. Okay, once you calculate Z value, substitute in this I effective equation. IR value is 6305.48 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 1.2 minus MR value is 66.13 into 10 raised to 6 divided by M value is 62.5 into 10 to the power of 6 into Z value is 522.697 into divided by 600 into 1 minus X value is 231.91 divided by D value is 600 and the BW by B ratio take it as 1. Then calculate I effective, you will get it as 6646.05 into 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the power of 4. This is what your I effective. Once you calculate that is I effective, compare that I effective, that is IR should be less than or equal to I effective, and this should be less than or equal to IGR. Once it is done, therefore hence okay. Hence okay. Next you calculate, that is what? Deflection due to permanent load. It is given by what? Initial plus the creep deflection. Okay. Before that is therefore initial plus creep deflection due to permanent load. Okay, it is given by, that is AICC permanent will be equal to 5 divided by 384 WL to the power of 4 divided by ECE into I effective. Substitute the value 5 divided by 384 into W value it is 20 into 1000 divided by 1000, okay, multiplied by L value is 5 meter, substitute in mm, okay, EC value 8600.26 multiplied by 6646.0 into 10 to the power of 6. Upon simplification, you will get it as 2.85 mm. This is what your AICC permanent. Next you need to calculate, that is AI permanent due to what? Short term deflection. Next, third thing you need to calculate, short term deflection due to permanent load. Okay, the calculation part, that is the calculation of EC and X as well as Z as well as IR and IGR value, it is same as such of what? Previous problem. Okay, you can refer that previous problem calculation. You will got that is EC as 22.36 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per mm square, and X value as 157.66 mm, and you will get lever arm value as 547.45, and the cracked moment of inertia it is 2041.26 into 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the power of 4, and the gross moment of inertia it is BD cube by 12. You will get it as 6865.62 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, once it is done, you need to calculate, that is I effective. It is given by IR divided by 1.2 minus MR divided by M into Z divided by D into 1 minus X by D into BW divided by B value. Okay, then substitute the value. IR is 2041.26 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 1.2 minus MR value is 66.13 into 10 to the power of 6, and the M value is 62.5 into 10 to the power of 6 into Z value is 547.45 into D value is 600 into 1 minus X value is 157.66 divided by D value is 600 into ratio is 1. Okay, then you will get it as I effective 4180.80 into 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the power of 4. This is what your I effective. Once you calculate that is I effective, go for AI permanent, that is the short term deflection due to permanent load, that is equal to 5 divided by 384 into WL to the power of 4 divided by EI. E is nothing but your EC, I will be I effective, that is EC into I effective. Substitute that value, okay, that is 5 divided by 384 into W value, it is 20,000 it will get cancelled, okay, that is it will be in kilonewton per meter. Substitute in mm, kilo 10 to the power of 3 divided by meter to millimeter divided by 1000 it will get cancelled, it will be 20 into L value, it is 5000 all to the power of 4 divided by EC value, it is 22.36 into 10 to the power of 6, and I effective, it is 4180.80 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, then calculate it, you will get it as 1.741 mm. This is what your AI permanent. Then calculate deflection due to creep. Deflection due to creep, it is ACC permanent, it is given by AICC permanent minus AI permanent. Substitute it, AICC permanent, you have calculated, that is 2.85 minus AA permanent, it is 1.741, you will get it as 1.11 mm. This is what your deflection due to creep. Deflection due to creep. In addition to that, you need to calculate, that is what, long-term deflection. Next is long-term deflection. Long-term deflection is what? Summation of what? Short-term deflection plus shrinkage deflection plus creep deflection. Short-term deflection, you got it as 7.4741, shrinkage deflection 0.751, and the creep coefficient 1.1. Okay, then you will get it as 3.602 mm is what your long-term deflection. What you calculated, that is the short term as well as the long term deflection, you need to apply the check as per the codal provision. Okay, that is what? Permissible long term deflection, should not be greater than span divided by 250. Okay, span divided by 250. Permissible long term deflection is what? 3.602. This should not be greater than, span is what? 5 meter. Substitute in mm, you will get it as 250, then you will get it as 20 mm. Okay, the permissible deflection is 3.602. It is not greater than, that is what? 20 mm. Therefore, hence safe. Hence safe. Thank you.